Kelvin Hepner with RealAgriculture at Crop Connect in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and pleased to be joined now by Tammy Jones, the weed specialist with Manitoba Agriculture. And Tammy, we know we have glyphosate-resistant kochia in Western Canada, including here in Manitoba. Do we have a good handle on how severe that issue is?
So in one way, I think we really do, and in another way, maybe not. So the way that we do know that we have herbicide resistance, glyphosate resistance in kochia, is that we do weed surveys. And so there's a really intense one that was done in Manitoba in 2018. It was a follow-up to one that had been done in 2013. And it was just trying to compare those baseline levels of glyphosate resistance, and probably will test for resistance to some other herbicides as well. But we've got the results back. When it was sent to Lethbridge, they tested just for glyphosate the first time, and they found that we had increased from 1% in 2013 to 59% of our fields having some level of herbicide resistance in 2018. Now, we had thought that Alberta was leading the way because they had gone from, in 2012, 5% resistance up to 2017, they were at 50% resistance. So if you do the math,
take that, Alberta.
We're winning.
Yeah.
Winning? We're something.
We're ahead.
So we know that there is resistance in fields. The thing that we focus on from from an educational standpoint is that even if there's one plant in the field, then we consider it a herbicide-resistant population. But that's not how it works at the field level, right? And so when we looked at the testing results, a lot of those fields came back with a low level of resistance. And again, that's the number of plants within the population that are resistant, not how much herbicide it takes to kill it. Because herbicide resistance is defined as the normally lethal dose no longer does the job that it's supposed to do. It's not a rate thing. So then we've got these low-level resistant populations, and I don't think we're aware that they're there because we're used to there being a few weeds left in the field at the end of the day, right? They're either emerged after the fact, or we missed them with a spray application, they were shaded by a plant, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So if it's only 2 out of 8 plants that don't die, we're probably going to make some other excuse for it. We're not going to think herbicide resistance. So I think we're at the, like I said, it's sort of a tip of the iceberg kind of thing. We're not aware that every field that has herbicide resistance actually has it yet.
Okay, so that means in the next 5-10 years,
I think we're going to see more problems. Yeah, so I think if we keep on keeping on, we're going to see more and more and more and more escapes, which aren't going to be really escapes in that we missed them, but that they're actually showing more signs of that herbicide-resistant population. And so we do need to change it up. There's lots of tools, many tiny hammers. We've heard that lots of times about managing herbicide resistance. There's many tiny hammers, but it's how do we use all those tiny hammers together to the best effect. So we talk cover crops, we talk intercropping, we talk changing your seeding date, your crop rotation, even narrowing your rows, or all those types of things. The problem is there isn't a one-size-fits-all, and there's that perception of factory farming, but in fact each field is like a boutique, and I stole that concept from somewhere else. Yeah. That was not my idea. But it's like everyone is special, and so you're going to have to manage them each differently, and so it's complex. It's going to take a lot of work to be able to manage that.
Because all those little hammers you refer to, there isn't one of them that's very convenient or easy. No,
they all take more time. They probably cost more money, and no farmer has spare time as it is, and we're asking, well, just change this, just tweak that, and it might work, or that might be the thing that we don't need to do.
Help, yeah.
Right, so there's no recipe, there's no magic easy button, and I've heard it more than once in recent days that there isn't a lot of new modes of action coming along that will solve our problem. So we do have to start to think about harvest weed seed management and those integrated control options that are not herbicides, not to replace the herbicides, but to extend out the use of those herbicides as one of the many tiny hammers that we still can use.
Yeah, and before we see the entire iceberg.
Oh, yes, because kochia is great. It outcrosses, the pollen blows everywhere, but the weed blows everywhere too. So even if you've been perfect on your farm and you've done everything right for the last 100 years, it doesn't matter because it can come from somewhere else. So we're not immune. No one's going to be. There's no magic solution there either. And we just need to be able to be aware of it get it tested, send it away for testing, either collect seed, or there's a really quick one for kochia if you're looking for glyphosate resistance. So it's a PCR test at mbpestlab.ca, and they'll do it quick and easy, and you can know in season what you're dealing with. So there's options, there's tools, and find strategies with, I don't know, your neighbors, your local weed specialist.
Build walls around the field to keep the tumbleweeds
out. You know what? Hedgerows, fences, they slow things down. Yeah. So it's not a bad idea. I just don't think it's the most convenient one either.
Certainly not. So. All right. Well, thanks for your insights. And even though it's maybe not the type of news that we like to hear, it's always better to be prepared when things like this are on the horizon. So
knowledge is power. Hey?
Exactly. That's
Thanks,
it.
Calvin.
So, thank you, Tammy.